I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. I need that money. I really, really do. I need that money. I really need that money. Really need that money. Really, that money. That money.
Welcome back to our channel, and thank you so much for all the love that you've given us. Your ongoing support has helped us make psychology and mental health
What is your
more
true
accessible
age?
to
Oh
everyone.
boy.
As a quick disclaimer, we wanted our viewers to know that this is a fun activity video, and this video should not be taken too seriously.
Oh good. It's gonna say I'm like mentally like 90 years old. You ready? It is. We're gonna watch this video. I'm gonna be like a geezer. I know it too. I know they're gonna say
Used
that.
as any kind of
Here we
diagnostic
go.
criteria. With that said, let's continue. Did you know that not only do you have a physical age, which changes with the ever-turning wheel of time, but that you also have a mental age
Can't wait to hear
that will
this.
never change.
Either I'm gonna be like mentally 2 or mentally 97. Watch. There's no
Different
way I'll
from
be
your
my
physical
age.
age, your mental age is how old you are emotionally and psychologically. Your physical age and your mental age do not have to be the same.
Okay.
As an adult, you can have a low mental age, processing a childlike view of the world around you. A young person can have a high mental age, indicating that you're wise beyond your years. It's important to note that mental age is also not your IQ number, but rather an expression of how you feel inside. Figuring out what your mental age is a great way to become more self-aware. If you'd like to learn about your mental age now, grab a pen and paper or open up the Notes app on your device. You can take this fun quiz to determine your mental age. There are 10 questions to answer, so make sure you mark your answers as we go.
Okay. Let me open my Notes app and we'll do this. On. Have to do a new one. I do this so... Okay, here we go. All right, I'm ready to go. Ready? Shit. Get out of here. Here we go.
Let's begin. Number 1, what do you usually do when you make a mistake? A, admit you made an error and try to fix it. B, try to figure out why you made the mistake in the first place. Or C, laugh at your silly mistake and ask for help so you don't make another one.
Okay. When I make a mistake, I guess it depends on the level of mistake. Because, for example, let's say someone accuses you of doing something wrong. If it's something silly, like, oh, I accidentally booped someone standing next to me, I say, oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that, right? You know. But if it's something serious, like, oh, you made a horrible calculation error and now you're in huge trouble for it. Well, let me double check to make sure what you're saying is right before I admit to the fault of the mistake, right? And then figure out why I did it wrong. So I would say if it's a silly thing that's not serious, probably A. If it's a serious thing, probably B. Figure out why I made that mistake so I make sure I don't make it in the first place. But double check actually isn't even here. Like, just making sure you really, what happened isn't even there. So I would say it's A or B, but it depends on the situation.
Number 2.
Oh, wait. How am I supposed to write, what am I writing down? It didn't say to write down anything. Right? It didn't say to write down 1, 2, or 3. So, what am I writing down? All right, let's continue. I don't even know what we're supposed to do.
What's the first thing you do when a friend cancels plans on you last minute? A, tell them it happens and find another way to spend your time. B, feel upset about it, but move on eventually. C, try to find another day to hang out and have fun together.
If it were just a friend casually, I would do C. Yeah, it would be C. I was like, well, I still want to hang out with you. Can we do it another time? B, I could feel like B would be this case if for example, this is a friend who's canceled on you before and they just habitually cancel on you. Now you're going to start feeling B. You're going to start feeling hurt, right? Like, A doesn't even seem to make sense. To me, A is like, well, didn't you want to hang out to begin with? If you wanted to hang out, then let's do C. B, I can understand B or C, but if it's just the first time it happens, it's definitely C.
Number 3, how would you normally react if someone was angry with you? A, give them space to be angry before talking to them. B, try to work things out right away. Or C, tell them jokes until they forget their anger.
Uh, Honestly, for me, it's probably B. Because I feel like if something's wrong, it doesn't matter how long you wait, it's still wrong. And you want to if something went wrong, if I did something wrong, I'd prefer to know about it right now so that it can be talked out, hashed through, and fixed now. And if it's a case that it can't be worked through, then at least I know that so that I can leave the person alone. But I would say B for me for sure. It's B.
Number 4. What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery? A. Pay off your bills and put the rest in a savings account. B. Go on vacation and make new happy memories. Or C. Buy that cool thing you've been wanting for a while.
A. Immediately A. Make sure that everything's paid off completely. I have no outstanding debt whatsoever. Have the rest of it in an account and then decide what I want to do with it next. I would not do as much as I want to go on a vacation with my wife, A is the more important thing to do for sure.
Number 5. What's the first thing you would do if you had to choose between two equally good things? A. Think on your previous experiences so you make an informed decision based on facts. B. Make a list of pros and cons and then choose the option with more pros. Or C. Ask someone for their opinion and do what they suggest.
I have a very analytical mind. So for me, it's probably B. Like, for example, if my wife and I are trying to decide what we're going to eat, it's our day off and we're going to order out, right? Okay, well, we can either get Mexican or we can get Indian. Well, here's the pros and cons. The pros is that we haven't had Mexican in a while. You can get a delicious burrito, you can get tacos, you get variety of stuff. What are the cons? Oh, well, actually, one of the meals we're planning to make later on in the week is Mexican themed, so we probably don't want to have Mexican this week because we're going to have Mexican later on in the week. See? So for me, it's definitely B.
Number 6. How do you usually handle a major disagreement in the workplace or in school? A. Calmly discuss the disagreement and try to come up with a compromise. B. Go to a supervisor or teacher who would be able to help figure out what to do. Or C. Get the other person to see your side of things.
Well, here's the thing. Probably the first thing you want to do is explain your side of things. You can't do A without C. A is like the end of it. Like C is like, here's my side of things, just agree with me. A is, so you know my side of things, we'll agree to disagree, but still get along, let's compromise. Probably you start with C, but then eventually you try to go to A. So I would say A.
Number 7. What would you usually do if you had a big project due tomorrow? A. Get started on it right away so you'll be able to relax later. B. Take some time to relax first and then start working on it as soon as you're done relaxing. Or C. Alternate between working on it and taking breaks.
Depends on the project. Sometimes you can just barrel through something and get it done first and then relaxing after makes sense. But sometimes, especially if it's something where you're just stuck in front of a computer screen or staring, like for example, when I'm working on my taxes, I'm staring at that screen, my eyes start to bug out. I'm looking at a spreadsheet. I'm like, oh my God, it bothers me. So you got to take like a 5-minute break and get up and leave and then come back. So I would prefer A, but if I have to do C, I would do C. I would never do B first. It would probably be A for me here.
Number 8. Which of your responsibilities would you eliminate if you could? A. Paying bills. B. Doing laundry. Or C. Picking up after yourself.
A. Doing laundry and picking up after yourself are just common things you can do easily throughout the day. It's not a big deal. It's easy to get into habits. Bills are, could be a very fluctuating thing depending on life instances and things like that. It's definitely A.
Number 9. How would you habitually react when someone compliments you? A. Accept the compliment and give them one in return. B. Accept the compliment and thank whoever complimented you. Or C. Don't accept the compliment by saying you don't deserve it.
B. B for me, for sure.
Number 10. How do you normally respond when you embarrass yourself? A. Acknowledge and validate your feelings, but realize it doesn't matter in the long run. B. Try to pretend like nothing happened, but internally obsess over the feeling of embarrassment. Or C. feel upset over it, and possibly even cry.
Usually for me, it's just A at this point. Like when I was younger, it probably would have been B. But now I just don't. I've been through so much shit online that I just don't care anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like I just literally don't care about shit that people say about me or trying to embarrass me. I just don't give a shit. So, A.
Okay, are you ready for your results? If you got mostly A's, your mental age is between 40 and 55.
Now wait a minute. They never said to write down A, B, or C. I didn't know if it was a number calculation or how it was going to work. So now I'd have to go back and recalculate everything to figure this out. I said a lot of A's, but I also said a lot of B's. I don't think I ever said a C, did I? I don't think so.
Your mindset is more so self-assured and secure. You tend to think about things in a matured manner. If you answered B the most, your mental age is 20 to 40
I
years
mean,
old.
honestly, I think I
You
said
struck-
B the most, didn't I? I said either A or B the most. I don't think I barely ever said C.
Struggle with finding your way. And though it may be difficult, you always wind up on the right path in the end. If you answered mostly C's, your mental age is between 10 and 20 years old, and your perception of the world is young and bright.
Yeah, see, I barely said C at all. I think what it is I'm a lot of B's, but I'm now starting as I'm getting older, I'm turning into an A type. So, and it makes sense. As I get older, I'm more mellowing out. I'm not caring as much. I'm trying to be more metered. Let's compromise, right? It's not my way or the highway anymore. And that's A. So, that makes sense. Okay. Guys, gals, and everybody else, thank you. This was a great DSP versus the internet show. There was a great amount of variety on said show. I really enjoyed it. I want to say thanks to the few people who did support the channel, whether it was a membership, a super chat, gifted membership, or a tip. And by the way, thank you, Jesus Roberto, who just became a super member. I appreciate that, Jesus. Thank you so much. Next week, we do it same time, same place. And remember, the best way to support this channel and be a part of the fun is to become a member at the submissions tier if you want to get into this randomized playlist, which we just watched a lot of, or ultra tier if you want to be guaranteed to have your clip watched next week and for the next month once a week. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you hanging out with me here this week for DSP versus the internet. I'll see you for episode 58 next time. Peace out and see you then. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. That is it for today's show. I'm